Hello and welcome. Today we're going to test out a few drone FPV cameras to see which one provides the most stabilization or the best stabilization. And three of the ones that we're comparing are some of the ones most known for precisely stabilization. They all have gyro and electronic image stabilization. And we're going to look at them. This is the FireFly Q6. This one's pretty popular, and it does have gyro stabilization at 1080p 60 frames per second. Here is the Foxeer Legend 3. This one also has electronic image stabilization, also at 1080p 60 frames per second. We're going to try all these out at 1080p 60 frames per second. And then this is the OnePaa X2000 FPV cam, and so we're going to check that one out as well. That also has gyro stabilization. Now before we get started, we're going to try it out here with the bugs too. Basically we're going to put Velcro at the bottom here and then just attach it to the very bottom of the bugs too. And usually the Velcro can hold, 3 to 4 pounds, and none of these FPV cams weigh nearly that much, so holding that is not a big deal. So we just simply attach them to the bottom, fly them around and see which one looks the most stable, and do a little comparison there. Now before we start, my guess is that this one might be the best, because this one's the more expensive, bigger, newer FPV camera, the Foxeer Legend 3. The cool thing about this Q6 is that it has a screen, and the OnePaa does not have a screen, but you can use Wi-Fi to view the settings in your cell phone. But these two are very similar. This one and the Q6, they're very similar in technical specs. So I'm guessing it's going to be a tight race between these two, and this might have the best electronic image stabilization. But we're going to find out. So let's start out with the Foxeer Legend 3. Let's go. With the FireFly Q6 and see how that does. Now, last but not least, we're going to attach the OnePaa X2000 and see how that fares out. Let's do that now. In the end, all three of them did pretty well, and they did stabilize to a certain degree, and the results were pretty nice. But in the end, I would say, and a lot of this could be subjective, I would say that the OnePaa actually did the best job stabilizing and smoothing out the footage, given that the conditions were fairly windy. So anyhow, that's my take on which is the best one to stabilize your footage if you attach to a quadcopter, and hope you find the right one for you. Take care.